Our guest is the executive producer of Voice of America, Steve Radish. Welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me.
Steve, we are just a very short time away from the election day, and millions of domestic voters have been waiting to see what happens in this election. People I have been talking to, most of them are immigrants in this country. They are saying that during their stay in this country, maybe for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, this is a very future determining election for them. Why do you think people are feeling this way?
I think the reason people are feeling this way is Donald Trump. And that's to say, Donald Trump ran in 2016 for president of the United States as an outsider, as someone who would come in from the business community, from being a business and real estate investor. He would come into government and change the way the American government would be run, much more like a business, much more away from a lot of the bureaucracy. He has lived up to his promise of being a disruptor. There are questions as to whether it is effective, and that's why we're having this election. But Donald Trump did live up to his promise of being a different kind of president, being someone who was not tied to the old ways, as you were saying, people who were being here 20, 30, 40 years ago. He was going to change the way American politics has been conducted for the last 20, 30, 40 years. And as he was elected, he came into office and he upset the apple cart, so to speak, as we say here in America. He did things his way, very differently, broke a lot of the normal standards for both rhetoric and politics, and just the way he ran the government.
And also within the people's lifetime, probably this is the first time that people are voting in the middle of a pandemic. And so many people have already voted in advance. Do you think that is also playing a role in this election?
Absolutely. This is I am stunned to see the kind of early vote, the absentee vote, the early vote. More than half of the vote totals from 2016. Right now, more than half have been already cast. And we still expect a very large turnout on election day, on November 3rd. So even though we're in a pandemic and it's not as easy to come out and vote, and not as easy to be online and with a lot of people. People are still coming out to vote. And the early vote, the absentee vote, is certainly going to be one of the big factors in determining who wins this election.
This Tuesday is the election day, and let's see what happens. And of course, we don't know whether we'll get a clear winner within next 24 hours on Wednesday.
Right.
Whether we'll get a clear winner in the weeks to come. So it's a lot of suspense in the air.
I am excited. I've covered elections since 1976, and this is the most exciting election I have ever been a part of since 2000, and I'm looking forward to not just a cliffhanger type of night and a night where the news is going to change, but also as someone who really likes politics and enjoys watching politics, I'm going to have fun too.
Thank you so much, Steve, for your time today.
Thanks so much for having me.